Okay, we're taking a look at the Vibro Champ XD. It's the latest from Fender in an effort to merge amp modeling technology to real tube tone, and I think it turned out pretty well. Basically, you got like a rotary dial here for the voicing, and that's your preamp power amp voicing. So it sort of gives you a number of different amps, from black faces to silver faces, and then up to like prosonic type rectified gain sounds. And so it's kind of all in there, and you just turn the dial to get it. It also has built-in effects here, and it's a dial of preset effects, and then you basically control the effect level, that is how much effect you want. And so it's pretty cool. I've just got a basic, I'll take you through the effects in a bit here, but I just got a basic reverb, that's what most amps come with anyway. So we use that to go through the amp voicings here. Just plug straight into the amp with a stock $200 Ibanez guitar with 2 single coils and a humbucker. So right there, I don't know if you can really hear it on camera, but it sounds like a vintage tube amp that has a tube rectifier and a much softer like sag to it. Definitely softer. I've played a good number of vintage amps. I've owned a good number of vintage amps, and that's the sound that they were trying to get, and I think that they really nailed it pretty good. We're going to go up to number 2. What's there, I think it's a little bit tighter. You still have sag, but it's a little bit tighter. It seems to have a better mid-range to it. And a little bit of breakup. Now, on every particular voicing that you have, you still have gain and master. So you can get a lot of tones out of each and every voicing. Like if I crank the gain up, definitely that black face crank tone you're getting out of it. And then if you crank it back down, it cleans up for you. And remember, it does have tubes in it. It's got a 6V6 and a 12AX7, so it's not like these voicings are, are just all solid state or programming. You're using some tubes in there. Okay, let's go to number 3. Definitely a much hotter sound there, and we've got like the gain is on 5, so so it's not totally cranked. So we've been on the front pickup. We'll switch down to the humbucker, see what we can get out of it. Pretty cool, and you can hear it's kind of a good bit darker than the other two. We're going to crank the gain all the way up, and we're still down on the humbucker. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but it's definitely, it sounds like a vintage amp with an overdrive pedal, like a TS9 on top of it, cranked, and you're just getting all the saturation and tube sag of the amp and the pedal driving it. Number 4, that's definitely much more like a 70s type silver face. Much tighter, more high-end, a little bit less sag. Like when they started putting solid-state rectifiers in them. That's kind of the sound you're getting here. Switch up to the front pickup. Pretty cool. Let's see what happens if we crank the gain all the way up here. So definitely a much tighter, cleaner sound. Not the black face sound, but the silver face sound for sure, with more headroom. Okay, crank the gain back down, and we go up to voicing number 5. Back to the humbucker. I'm going to crank the gain up again. Kind of sounds like to me a cranked Champ. A smaller amp cranked up, and so you get more saturation. I'm going to go up to number 6. Switch back up to the front pickup. Now when you start adding, like, you know, the rotary effects and the combination effects on here, you can get like some really vintage tones out of it. And that's really dominant, but you can just turn the effects level down and take some of that domination away. Pretty cool. Let me get back to the reverb there. Take to the effects in just a minute. It kind of sounds like like a Champ cranked with like a, you know, an overdrive pedal on top of it. Pretty cool. And the gain wasn't even all the way up. Let's crank the gain all the way up on it. We're on the humbucker now. So yeah, so pretty cool. It's got some pretty cool tones to it. Number 8. And that's more like your 80s, you know, like your M80 and your different hotter Fender amps that came out in the 80s. Crank the gain all the way up. Definitely what they were after in the 80s at Fender is to try to, you know, copy Marshall and Boogie, and so So they had some much hotter preamp sounds.